Sometimes stuff just happens in our life that we have to deal with. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. My name is McGill, and today's video is going to be interesting, but like a good interesting. Also, definitely worn this shirt like 100 times in videos, so I apologize for that. So we're doing a few things today. First of all, I'm gonna paint my nails. I know, crazy. I'm such a wild teenage girl. Oh my god, he's licking his toes. And then second, I'm going to be reading, like old stories I have written. For those of you that do not know, which I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but for those that don't, I really want to be an author someday. I really think that some point in my life I will write a book and publish a book. Just because it's something I really want to do. So I've been writing for a long time, since I was like 8. So oh god. So I have a lot of stories in my archives that are not good at all. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna pick my nail polish color. I think we're gonna go with yellow, just because yellow is a happy color and makes me want death a little bit less every day. And it also matches my sweater. I'm going. This is gonna be the most embarrassing thing I have ever done in my entire life. I am literally going to be peeing my pants because of how embarrassed I am. So I have, so we're just starting at the beginning. I have 2 One Direction fan fiction. We'll start with the oldest one. Ew. Oh my god. I can't do this. No, I'm doing it. We're doing it. So this is called One Thing. A One Direction fan fiction. Now, I remember my 2 cousins who may or may not watch these videos, I don't know, but it was me, Liv, and Kira. We loved writing, okay? And so we would go through, I noticed, writing phases together, at the same time. We would end up doing very similar stylistic things at the same time, just because we got a lot of our inspiration and advice when it came to writing from each other. So there, at this phase, there was this thing that we would do where we would always would make a prologue for our stories, and in this case our prologue was so stupid. It was a letter to the readers from the main protagonist point of view. Okay, let's start. Many people like to believe that dating a star would be one of the most amazing feelings in the world, and that everything in your life would be perfect. Trust me, it's not all rainbows and flowers. People ask a lot of questions and don't care about privacy. They don't care about any of your family members, or you for that matter. Getting hurt, I didn't think it would be as irritating as it was. You might be wondering, wait, you dated a star? Who? I dated a boy that many girls would kill just to get the chance to wave to. A lot of people judged me, thinking that I wasn't good enough for him. I had dated Louis Tomlinson. Yes, Louis Tomlinson from One Direction. I can't believe I'm about to say this next thing, out loud. The one with the stripes, the crooked smile, and the jokes. When he wore his stripes, sent me that crooked smile, or told me a joke, I couldn't help but look at his stripes, smile at him, and laugh at his jokes. What does that mean? Oh my god. I'm gonna drink this. If you want me to explain this better, keep reading. I'll tell you the story. The story of how everything fell apart. I think my mom just got home with dinner, so I'm peacing out for a second, and I'll be back after I munch. Hi ladies, we're back. Okay, so it's been a long time since I last was recording, but we're just gonna pick up right where we left off, okay? So basically, after that little prologue, what happens next is like 14 pages of just horrible plot holes, like terrible, I mean just so bad. But basically, long story short, she's Niall Horan's cousin. She meets all the boys. She makes Eleanor break up with Louis. And she loves Louis. People find out she knows One Direction. And where we're at now, she was just in a car with all of them and started hyperventilating. I don't know why. I definitely did not know what a panic attack was at this moment. But in 2013, you know, everybody on Wattpad was writing, and their characters were always having panic attacks, which is really concerning. Don't know why that was a fad. But that's where we're at. So I'm just gonna read the most recent update to this, which was July 22nd, 2013. So I was 12 years old. Brooke's point of view. I smiled at Liam as he said that, and I got out of the car with Louis. Zane looked at me and rolled his eyes as he pointed at the phone. I hung up from the advice line while Louis was checking your pulse. I noticed Zane's subtle air quotes and slightly chuckled. I still had a headache, but I was that's not how you spell definitely. But I was definitely better than I had been. I knew what happened to me. I knew why I started freaking out. But the boys didn't need to know what happened. For now, it would remain just a freak accident. Maybe like I was having low blood sugar or something like that. I accidentally skipped down a long time. I apologize. I'm fine now. Really, guys, let's just get home, please? I asked. All the boys slightly nodded, so we all started to get back into the car. Liam sat down opposite of me, and I was started to crawl in when Zane pushed me back. No, you're sitting in the front. We can't have you dying again. Besides, there's more room up there, he said as he opened the door and motioned for me to go in. Fine, since I can already tell you won't be changing your mind anytime soon. So the next one is called For the Most Part, and it is also a One Direction fanfiction. This one I actually posted on Wattpad and had quite a few reads on. Nothing upwards of like 1,000, but I had a pretty good amount. I think I had around, like last time I checked, I had about like 500. This is a long one. This one's actually 34 pages long. It's, let's see how many words this boy is. It is 15,973 words. This is my longest story. I was really into it for a while, and I do actually really enjoy the story that I had thought up for it. And I would write it not as a One Direction fanfiction, you know? Like, I would write it just as a book, but it has to stay a One Direction fanfiction, you know? Okay. So we're just gonna read the prologue of this one as well. I'll just read, like, the beginning, not the entire part. Not the entire prologue. Harry laughed as he pushed his glasses up further, and he looked back down at his open notebook. I giggled as he flipped through all the pages that I had vandalized with a black Sharpie, using up most of his paper for my doodles and random words. I am so quirky, I can't even believe that I made her doodle in a notebook. He softly shook his head, letting out one last laugh before closing his notebook. "You are insane," he said as he put the notebook beside him. That was the opening line for Harry Styles. "Thank you, Harry." I was still giggling. Leaning on my knees, I poked Harry's dimple. Then I fell backwards, landing on my back, staring at the ceiling of Harry's room. "What is wrong with you, Charlie?" Harry laughed. He dropped to his stomach, laying next to me. I shrugged, and we stayed silent for a few moments. Harry has been my friend for a long time, but we just recently started to get closer. When we were in primary school, no one cared that Harry was kind of scrawny and had glasses. But as soon as we hit high school, everyone, it seemed, turned on him. I can't do this. Year 6 was by far the worst year for Harry. All of his old friends left him for cooler people. They didn't start verbally bullying him until year 7, and they didn't start physically harming him until last year, year 10. I like how I'm pretending I know what any of these words mean. I'm American. I don't know what year 10 correlates to. Poor Harry was completely alone all of high school, or at least everyone thought he would be. I had been friends with him since primary school, but I didn't leave him. Wow. At first I was trying to find myself in high school, but then I started eating lunch with Harry and we hit it off. We started teaming up for all the school projects, sitting by each other in class, all that best friend type stuff. Not only did I get made fun of for being best friends with a guy, all that "you like him, don't you?" gets annoying. But since that aforementioned guy is Harry, I get even more persecution for it. I don't get it nearly as bad as Harry, but some of the stuff that they say to either of us, it's really painful to hear. "So many things are wrong with me, Harry. Haven't we covered this?" I chuckled. He looked up at me with those bright green eyes and smiled. I honestly loved his smile. My favorite part is how his mouth is a bit crooked when he smiles. The smile lines by his nose that come up around his eyes, his dimples. I love his dimples. Oh my god. Yes, Charlie, we have, but it sure doesn't change that every day we find a new abnormality. He laughed, boosting himself up so he could stand up. His glasses fell off when he did this, so his eyes immediately went to the squinty position they do when he isn't wearing them. Who let me write this? I grabbed his glasses and got up in front of him. He was much taller than I was, so I stepped up on his feet. But even then, I still had to stand on my tippy toes to reach his head. Slowly, I put his glasses back on his head, and he blinked a few times to get into focus. "Why, thank you," he chuckled. Why is everyone chuckling? I smiled as I stepped off of his feet and grabbed my bag from the floor. "No problem," I grinned as I began walking towards his door. "See you Monday." I was going out of town for the weekend, so Harry and I wouldn't be able to hang out during the weekend like we usually do. I hope you can hear the vacuuming right out there, by the way. I hope that's a thing that you can hear. Yeah, about that, Charlotte," he started to say, but stopped. I looked at him, expecting him to continue, but when he didn't, I kept walking out of his room. I was almost down the stairs when I heard him bounding down the hallway behind me. "Wait, Charlie, I need to tell you something," he was yelling after me. I kept walking, knowing he could just catch up to me before I left me. Just totally continues walking, even though someone's like, "Wait, I need to talk to you." I'm like, they'll figure it out. I ran into Harry's sister, Gemma, as she walked out of the kitchen at the base of the stairs. "Oh, hey, Charlie, how are you?" she asked. We had small talk for a few seconds, joking about how everything was going to go wrong on my trip. It always does. when Harry came crashing down the stairs and almost ramming into me. Oh, this is where it gets fighty. Well, hopefully they'll have the channel that the X Factor is on in your hotel. See you around, Charlie. Gemma said as she passed us to go up the stairs. I was confused as to why I needed to watch X Factor during my trip, and my face must have shown it as I looked at Harry. What does she mean? I asked him, my voice going very high-pitched at the end. Oh, sorry, hold on. What does she mean? Well, she, oh my god. I roughly cut Harry off. Just spit it out, Harry. You never stutter around me. My annoyance got the best of me, and I didn't mean to sound that rude, but I was just wanting everything to make sense. It wasn't like the Styles family to keep secrets from me, especially not Harry. You'll get mad at me, Harry barely whispered. I just stared back at him. Tell me, Harry, now, or I'm leaving, I whispered back. I wasn't serious about leaving, but I needed something to get him to tell me. Harry, please. I was going to tell you sooner, but I didn't want you to think I was trying to get away from you. He started. Was he moving? This weekend? I could still visit him if he was moving, right? It all hit me like whiplash. That is not how whiplash works at all. It all hit me like whiplash as I put the pieces together. Gemma wanted me to watch X Factor and Harry was leaving. Oh my god. That's where we're gonna stop. This is not gonna be a good video. Alright, well thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you got some enjoyment out of this. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It means a lot to me when people leave feedback, even if it's not positive feedback, because I think it's really funny. Don't hate on me, please. I'm sensitive. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting and being nice to me and being my friends. It means a lot. I'm sorry I wear this shirt in every video. Be creative and keep YouTube weird. I really hope I was recording. Oh, I was. Thank goodness.